Hello, this is day 18 of the 21 days ABC Habit Challenge, and the habit for today is the habit of breaking down large chunks of work and taking action. Having a lot to do can be overwhelming, and the reflex reaction to that is to procrastinate, put off, or totally shut down to responsibility. The problem with all these reactions is that it does not deal with the issues or the problems. The large chunk of work will still exist and will definitely deliver the consequences or corresponding consequences if nothing is done about them. To avoid the consequences of inaction due to overwhelm, you must learn to break down every large and complicated task or project to the smallest detail possible, and then proceed to tackle each detail piece by piece until the whole thing is completed, resolved, or done. It is always psychologically more accommodating to take up pieces of a large project one after the other than taking it up as a whole. As you complete each small piece, you will be motivated to move on to the next and the next, and so on until all is finished or done. There is an inner urge to complete and a strong compulsion towards closure that moves us to bring finality into the things that we start, and it is facilitated when what we start is broken down into chunks. When all is done, there's usually a deep satisfaction within that triggers a release of endorphins in your brain. If you don't already know what endorphins are, they are feel-happy hormones that are released when we engage in pleasurable activity. The bigger the task you are faced with, the more chunks you may need to break that large task down into. The more chunks you close out on to completion, the better and more elated you feel. Completion gives a great feeling of happiness and satisfaction that accompanies any success. Another way to approach the completion of a big task, especially if you have certain accountabilities grappling for the same time, and the task is not particularly urgent, what you need to do in that case is to block specific time slots daily across the timeline for delivery. It may be as little as 5 to 10 minutes per day, dedicated for focus on this big task that you have broken down. So with this technique, you can be assured of steady progress on a certain big and important task until it is completed. Progress is energizing, it is exciting, it is motivating, and it is propelling. A strong sense of progress encourages activities that birth more progress. So resolve to making progress on big, overwhelming tasks by breaking them down and taking action on them instead of abandoning them at the risk of negative consequences or outcomes. So today, put these techniques into action immediately. Take a large, complex, multitask job that you've been putting off and either take it chunk by chunk or punch holes on them every day to get it started. A common quality of successful, happy people is that they are action-oriented. When they hear a good idea, they take action on it immediately to see if it can help them. Don't delay. Try it today.